Carlo Crivelli's The Annunciation. This is a huge painting that celebrates a significant event, the partial independence of the city of Ascoli Piceno from papal control. The painting was commissioned by the city authorities, and as the preeminent painter of the city, the commission was given to Carlo Crivelli. Crivelli was not a native of Ascoli, or indeed from the Italian region of Le Marche. He was born in Venice and only moved to Le Marche once his initial training was completed, but it was here that he produced most of his work. Le Marche was and remains a fairly remote region, cut off from the rest of Italy by the imposing Apennine mountain range. The isolation from the major changes in art that were happening across the mountains in Tuscany and the north kept Le Marche in a conservative bubble that, with little competition, Crivelli was happy to serve. Due no doubt in part to the conservative tastes of his clientele, Crivelli's paintings retain many of the iconography and symbolic features of earlier periods, and don't fully embrace the mathematical perspective and realism that was all the rage in the artistic hotspots of Florence, Rome, Milan, and the other more cosmopolitan cities. Lacking some of the progressive experimentation of his peers perhaps, but Crivelli knew his local clientele, and he was never out of work, and was well regarded and remunerated throughout his career. The painting is a scene of a city at three removes. There is the situation itself, the real city it was painted for and hung in, and which you would have had to walk through to see it. It is second, a painted view of that city. And third, in the centre of the painting, Saint Emedius holds a model of the city. This painting is clearly about a city, and while it includes a scene of the Annunciation, the background is no mere setting. It is the real subject, a celebration of a city. This is primarily a secular painting. This, though, is not a painting whose aim is a realistic representation of a city. The idea is not to impress with accurate architectural perspective. This is a painting of a city filled with symbolism and imagination. We are presented with the wealth and finery of a city, self-confident and assured. Here is a city of grandeur and opulence, of wonder and wealth, a hyper-real vision almost hallucinogenic in its intensity and vibrancy. This is a city viewed through the eyes of one fully awake to its splendor. While full of the wonders that wealth can bring, it is also a city with strange unearthly qualities. A city where the greatest of spiritual miracles happen. This is the Annunciation, after all, but also a city of ordinary human life, as the figures going about their daily lives, oblivious to the visitation by the Archangel, attest. Spending time with this painting, we are drawn into a world not unlike the one we are familiar with, but with qualities that are quite unfamiliar. Is this a vision of a world with a veil lifted to reveal an underlying truth? Or has a patina of illusion been added to reality? Is the world revealed after long hours of meditation on a silent retreat true reality? What do we mean by true reality? Crivelli invites us to explore the city Crivelli invites us to explore the city he has revealed for us, a city where we can spend time marvelling at the splendour, wandering the streets with its curious citizens, or wondering at the centre stage miracle. It is interesting to note how this engagement makes us feel, how we respond to the detail, the characters and the life that is the city itself, and how this differs from how we feel about the city we visited to see this painting of a city. There is much to explore on many levels in Carlo Crivelli's masterpiece, and as well as an intriguing glimpse of a world viewed through the eyes of a technical wizard, it also serves as a model for a strand of painting known as symbolism that runs through the history of art, both backwards and forwards, through the likes of Odilon Redon, Paul Gauguin, William Blake, Richard Dad, Frida Kahlo, and Georgia O'Keeffe.